Hello, I'm Harold Metzel, founder of 10 Talent Stewardship, where we show you how to develop more robust stewardship. I've learned that many pastors miss the boat with end-of-year gifts. It's not about getting people to give more, but to give smart. How many people do you suppose wait until tax time to talk to their accountant or their tax preparer? Well, sometimes that's too late. Too late, that is, to save money by taking smart action early. For instance, consider your senior members. Do all of them remember that they must withdraw money from their retirement plans at age 70? And if they plan it right, they can accomplish two benefits: save money on the one hand, and also leverage their giving without it costing them more. A little over a month ago, I have a friend who's a financial planner, and he was sharing this story with me. He said he sat at a table with a couple who were both in their 80s, and he was running through the numbers of their annual income. And he said, well, I see here the numbers from your Social Security income, but where's the income from your retirement accounts? And the fellow looked at him and said, oh, years ago we decided we really didn't need the extra income, so we were just going to leave it alone. Just let it stay in there and continue to grow. What? Didn't they realize that taking money out of a retirement account is a requirement? Now, after the meeting, they got things fixed up. They contacted the account administrator and then the IRS, and they got it straightened out. But the bottom line was heartbreaking. My friend told me if you add these things, the huge penalty for late withdrawal, plus interest on those penalties, and also the interest forfeited had that money been taken out and invested, the total loss to that couple was over $200,000. Now, an amazing number of people don't know the rules about money management, so that's why I'm saying, Pastor, why not just remind them? Now, in case you're not near and dear to some of these rules, here are the basics. Beginning at age 70 and a half, the IRS requires annual distributions. And when that money is taken out, the owner must then pay taxes on those withdrawals. And failing to do so has the costly results that we just mentioned. First of all, a penalty for each missed withdrawal, the compound interest on those taxes, and then the real cost that's missed from not investing those after-tax dollars. The IRS, you see, doesn't want people hoarding that money until they die. They want those tax dollars now. So the annual distribution must take place by December the 31st of each year. Now, my point is not for a pastor to act as a financial advisor, but just to remind people that to ignore these rules and not get advice is to be sloppy, a poor manager of assets that God has already placed in their hands. So remind people of the wisdom of talking with a financial professional, and to do that early before the end of the year. When you do, you serve them. And it's also not improper at the same time to remind them of smarter ways of giving. For instance, here's one strategy. If they will estimate ahead of time the amount they plan to give next year, probably their tithes and their standard giving, they'll come up with a number that they can withdraw from their taxable account, retirement account, and use it for their giving early. That is, give it in advance. Now, their tax advisor can calculate how much to take and the timing of it, but using IRA money for charitable giving will almost always save money. It may also be that you have an accountant or a tax preparer in your congregation. Do you? I mean, why not take them to lunch or breakfast and get their advice on the best tips for year-end giving? And then, simply as you're making your announcements, design a way to offer those tips as you make a point about good stewardship, being careful. That makes it easy. You don't have to be a financial advisor to point people in the right direction. Often it just takes reminding them. Now, January is right around the corner. So remind members now so they have time to act on your suggestion. And you might just enjoy year-end gifts you've never seen before.